Howdy, folks. Looking for the game. What's up, everybody? Damn, hold on. My fault. I might be distracted a little bit. As y'all can see, I got the shirt on. You see UNC. Shouts out to Big Mike. Got me the shirt. First time I had a gift in a minute. I ain't gonna depress y'all as much as I wanted to, because I could just show you what I had for my Thanksgiving food. So, of course, I live in a totally different state from my family. So, I was, I was, I good enough to see them, up until today. Had to fly back because I just got to go to work tomorrow, and everybody want fucking. I can't cuss yet. We gotta wait 5 minutes. And apparently, I just found that rule out. I gotta wait 5 minutes to cuss, and then I had to fly back just because it's work time. I just got to get back to the plantation, boss. I just got to get Christmas gifts. So I got to tell them, like, literally, I got off a plane. I want to say 2 hours ago, and I was like, let me get some food, which is trash. Like, yo, my food, Thanksgiving food, was Wawa Grill. You know how depressing that is. Did I think I had Thanksgiving food last year when I went back home? I don't remember. Fucking this past year and some change has been a blur. But I think I did in fact have, you know, deer. Oh, that don't happen often. That's GoFundMe for the laptop. Anyhow, I think I had Christmas or I had Thanksgiving food last year, and this year I didn't. Because again, I got to get back to work, and it's what I've said before countless times. It's hard to be a creative when you can't just create. Like if it was up to me, I would have, well, shit, 10, 20 years ago or so, I would have made a living off the things that I love to do, including this. So I'm here. If y'all with y'all family, shouts out to y'all. If you listening, thank you. Hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. We're on the 54 away for 500. And that's my goal. Like, as we speak, I still ain't even washing my ass. Like, dude, I got straight off the plane, got some nasty ass Wawa grill or Wawa for Thanksgiving. I said, fuck it. I'm about to tap in. About to go straight to work. So I figured everybody's with their family. So I'm just like, I ain't with mine. Not to sound depressed, but let me go ahead and just record. So I can be creative before I don't get to create again until Saturday night or so. So that's just how it goes right now. But thank y'all for being here. I don't know, like I'm not a big holiday person too. That's my whole thing. Like as I'm getting older, I'm just not a big holiday person. And it's not like I like them. I like the holidays. It's cool to be around a fam, talk to your friends and all that. But I've never been like a big holiday person. I'm more so with me, it's like, all right, I like to celebrate everybody every day. That's good enough for me. But, I'm always open to uh the holidays. I'll say that. Thanksgiving definitely is my favorite holiday. Christmas as well. Like I don't celebrate this stuff, but I like it. Because it gives you or more so justification, or not justification, I want to say that. It gives you clarity that, family is important. And I think that's why, because up until yesterday, I didn't see my family for months. And it's crazy how that is because I'm always in go mode. Like, as y'all see, like, just doing this on a Thanksgiving is, different. And that's what I'm saying. I ain't expect the views. Like, of course, it's all about the numbers. Because I got to get the analytics. I'm getting technical. I got to get the analytics up with all this stuff. But for the most part, with me right now, the whole ideal of the work is going to get the numbers up. And again, instead of sitting around like resting, because I've low key rested, or kind of my quote unquote resting is not doing 1,001 things a day. I got to kick it with them, and that was good enough. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for a lot of things, man. Like this year, and we're gonna get into these topics. This year's been different. I'll say that. It's been interesting I- in so many different ways. Like I say, I can speak on us coming back after a year hiatus, and it didn't even seem like a year. Like when I looked at the dates, I'm like, yo, it's been a year. It was like last summer because I try to go off memory, even though I write stuff down as like I got my notebook and I gotta put some ideas together. Because again, I want to take everything that I do to the next level, whether it's with random acts, with this, anything in general. I'm always trying to take up here, and that's why I don't mind sacrificing being across the country, not being around my family, and working and just locking in. Like you feel me? Like when my energy is lock in time, it's like, all right, it's time to do this, time to do that. Like even when I go to my plantation tomorrow on my lunch break, it's like, all right, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, because everything is for everything outside. Like I don't work just to pay bills and eat. Because in America in 2025, shit, you barely got money to eat, let alone pay your bills and pay your rent or whatever. But still, I use whatever I can to put into whatever I need to for the long term. So I'm always thinking about the next step. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for, me and Dave's being cool. Uh, it's been times throughout me and his friendship where people have thought we weren't cool because we took a hiatus from recording or whatever. It's like, dog, I don't need to talk about what that is. Like, it's here. Whether me and that man, and I said that last year, because again, it didn't seem like a year ago, but fucking time is flying. And I'd have been everywhere but around the world yet. And that's next year, too. I'm like finally going overseas next year. After talking about it for years, multiple times next year. So, us being back doing this pod, I'm thankful for. Random Acts, we did a podathon that drew numbers. In June, we just did a trip in for Halloween in Atlanta. And yeah, y'all know how I feel about Atlanta. I got my jokes, but boy, I'm a draw, brother. I feel like Flair in '89 when I'm out there working the territories. Whoo, that's all the woo y'all gonna get from me. I need some water anyway, but yeah. So I'm thankful for the numbers that keep going up for this pod. Again, 500 is the goal before the end of the year. Random Max, the Facebook, run it up, the Patreon, the Twitch, everything. Joe does solo episodes as well, which shows you if you're great or not in this podcasting thing. RIP Comeback Jack, who, shit, man, that man been dead, I want to say almost 10 years, and it was around this time too, where if you got to have guests, you don't have a podcast, and you got to do these solo episodes just to keep you like this. So, pardon me, that's unprofessional, but I need to drink this water. Um, so I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for a lot of stuff, man. But I'm more so thankful for the grind. You know what I mean? I don't like have a lot of things. Um, I particularly, hold the heart, except for people. But the grind, man, that shit is everything to me. Oh, it's past 5 minutes. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, the grind is everything to me, man. Working. My God. I don't know any other way to make it but work. Like this is my therapy. Um, and not to say like I go through shit like legit people try to figure me out. It's not to figure out, dude. Like I work. I shut the fuck up, work. I like women. Love women. Fucking love women. Really black women. Really, to be honest. That's about it. So I love women. That's like my drug of choice. Um, but work is always going to be the number one drug, dude. Like it's going to get to a point where, and I'm kind of just talking like it's me and you, sort of like what Kanye said. It's going to get to a point where I know I'm going to be successful, and still, it's always going to be the work. But it's neither here. So that's what I can say. I'm thankful for. But let's get into these topics. Uh, it's not a lot. I'm thinking more so about what's going on as I'm getting to the end of the year and the thought process that I have into the next year. But let's get into the Survivor Series since that's 2 days away as of this recording. I don't really want to do the predictions. I think about war games in general and how everybody says they don't like war games and how it used to be. I will say, when I was growing up, and if Dot listened to this, he can attest to this. Shouts out to First Black Champ, which is one of my favorite podcasts ever besides Black Announce Table. Um, in these different age groups. So for the JRs, Cam from the port that's on there, and myself and B Dot, we're not old, but we're from that era of war games being WCW and how it was where you just beat the hell out of each other and you could only win by submission. It wasn't no pinfall or anything like that because it kind of takes away from the whole point. Like if y'all know anything about war games, it's like two people start it, the next team member will come in and then they, switch back and forth, vice versa. So to get a pin at these had a match, you've been in there for about 30 minutes, pause, and then you get your ass beat. It's like, all right, it's kind of taken away from it. So the submission part of the old war games was like great. And I got to go back and watch a couple of old war games, but that was like, I want to say structurally, that's probably the best stipulation match WCWS came out with. Like, I'm from the era where they had pause everything on the pole. Like Vince Russo had this on the pole, pause, and this, and it's like, all right, bro. And the best thing they did was like the Sting versus Vampiro, which one of my favorite programs ever in pro wrestling. But let alone when it came to more so how the match was, like Sting got burnt up and he jumped from the what's it called, the Titantron, so to speak. But WCW is like old. War Games is an old WCW stipulation. I can't say who came up with the ideal, but it was great for what it is compared to now where it's kind of like a pinfall. And I'm not one of these people that says this is trash, this is trash. I will say wrestling is not good right now. I've actually been interested the past 3 weeks. I will say that with John Cena having his final Raw appearances, final Boston appearances. Uh, and then now having that match with Dominic Mysterio, which I'm interested in. Everything they got going on with the War Games, like they people have said they kind of piecing teams together, but this kind of worked. Well, the promo on Monday was pretty good, but what is it going to lead to? And I think that's always the question of what's this booking going to lead to, and that's the conversation of what people say about wrestling today, because it's just kind of like you pick a booking idea out of a hat, so to speak. And then it's like, okay, where are we going with this? Where are we going with this? It's like, all right. Uh, so it's kind of like I don't know. I think more so now everything is, and I've had so many thoughts about so many things. So sometimes I'll say it with Davis, and or me and Eve don't really talk about wrestling because he does it on his main show. We talk about everything but that. You want us to really have a conversation about wrestling? Get me to talk about women. I can get you. I can get you a top 50 list right now. I can get you the 100 list of black wrestlers or whatever the dude do. Shouts out to him. And I mean that by no disrespect. And then I can get you a Dave Meltzer top 50 when it comes to some fine shit. Wrestling can't do it. But nonetheless, it's the idea of what we're doing, but I know it has to be for a new fan base. And I'm gonna talk about that probably often about how I feel like I'm not getting old, but my mindset is kind of old school in the way of more things than one. Uh where this has to make sense in order for this to make sense. But if it doesn't make sense, it works because it makes sense for the person doing it compared to now where things don't make sense at all. And it's like you just doing it to not make sense, so to speak, because where is it leading to? And I guess it's because it makes sense because money's moving faster now. Despite people not having a lot of money, I feel like money is moving way faster now than it was before as it relates to consumerism. Like, yeah, people say it's no money and I can't afford these tickets to go. But yet when I checked the tickets for Survivor Series, which is one of the big four programs, it was like 100 some dollars. It's nosebleed, but I sit in nosebleed often. Not sometimes I want to, sometimes I don't. But it's been times I have money and I can sit front row, but I'm like, if I can see the people, I'm cool. Like I remember going to a Knicks and the Rockets game, front row was $80 and nosebleed was 10, but I could still see the players. I was like, yeah, I'm like that. I seen Sagoon, I seen everybody. Or I could do like E Pops, the OG. Hey, why would I spend money when I could watch it for free at home? Works as well. And shit, I'm trying to think of the last like wrestling event I really went to. Oh, AEW. So I went to AEW. Was it All In, All Out, and Arlington? So I went to that, and that was pretty good. The tickets were feasible, and I had good seats. And also AEW events, you could walk towards the front, or at least I was able to. I was walking everywhere, like dude. I was like VIP section. I walked towards the front. I walked everywhere, man. And speaking of which, too, the AEW talk. So apparently, it's always a rumor about them. So apparently now they're saying that the TV deal might get shaky. Look, man, I'm not gonna speak on this because me and Davis thought they would be out of business. Not wishing that, but dude, I feel like people should be aware of what's going on because Warner Bros. About to get bought out. How does that relate to them? If I'm not mistaken, they under Warner. Was it Warner Discovery? And Warner's been 20 different companies in the past couple of years. So it's like, yeah, they can't even keep HBO Max on their order. It's been HBO Max, Max, Max to Infinity, HBO, goddamn Sex and the City Max. It's been all different type of iterations of HBO Max. And then right now is the bidding war, so to speak, about Warner Brothers. So I could see AEW like whoever buys them out, they might not pick them up after the 4 year contract because obviously it'll go over there, but it's like after that, because again, I feel like they always being because they on HBO Max, so they got that deal. So whoever buys them out, it's like we cool because you're not making enough revenue. Because again, it's a business; you have to make some type of revenue. And with AEW, I haven't looked at their numbers because people still think about the ratings, and it's like you got to understand what ratings in 2025 do they matter to a certain degree? Yeah, they do matter because you got to think. So us that's not in these rural areas, that's not in these hick towns and French Lick, who gives a fuck, Indiana. No disrespect to them cities and states and all these backwoods, fucking Tobacco Road places. You feel me? Unlike this school, um, they still have direct TV. It's still people that have direct TV still have cable because of the land connection. And like I said, I don't want to get too nerdy, but everybody can't have fiber optics. Some people just got satellite. There's older people that got satellite. So they go off that. Because again, like I've said before, this country is mostly these this country is mostly like the South, if you really look at it in hindsight, or South-esque. Like even the Midwest is embedded in Southern culture. And then the South takes up the majority of this country. And then you got New York, um, Chicago, California, places or Illinois. But even they got rural areas like that in Illinois. Jersey has rural areas where people not going to have, high speed internet to watch this stuff. So they still go off that. And that relates to how Nelson, being the monitor of ratings, will look at this stuff. So it's a possibility if what they say. I mean, I feel like people always want the downfall of AEW. I don't know why. Uh, what was the pay per view? I just watched this shit. Full Gear. So Full Gear, I didn't like. I don't think it was cool. I don't like all the bleeding. It's like, dude, and I come from the era where wrestlers bled, but I feel like it's not needed. And I was kind of like over it. I didn't need to watch. Uh, so I was cool on it. Shouts out to Zell, man, body more bottles out now. I saw Davis quote. Let me see if I can go back to it, and then I'm gonna get to the next topic too. Because with the wrestling conversation, it's like, me and him talks about it 15 minutes. I think that's all we can give it. You crazy bastard. I am crazy. Okay. You are. Right, right. Uh I got no family. I got no place to go. So fuck is that? Anyhow, yeah. Um and Zell, my team is no longer the Cowboys. I've been off that narcotic. I'm done with that, man. I live in old land, you know, which leads me to this conversation. I live in old land. If anybody's not a gamer, you might want to turn this off, but at the same time, it kind of relates to everything that I'll say at once about what I've been thinking about far as entertainment overall. So this is implemented with entertainment, but because again, I tell people to market towards your clips, because more so people care about your clips more than your pod, because nobody has the attention span to sit there and listen to a 45 minutes an hour conversation anymore. Hello, let alone 3 hours like I can listen to. Damn, I'm ashy. Well, that's just my skin. Goddamn, like a melanin, but I'm black. Somebody says you mix. Ain't no damn way. That's what I'm trying to give to Charlie B. Hustle, Zill. Also Cash. Several other names of women. I still need money. Anyhow, so like the old man, I feel like I'm the old man yelling at the clouds right now. I gotta put my hand down. But I feel like Bill Michael, I'll turn to Michael Jackson. I feel like the old man yelling at the clouds. Not with wrestling because it's fake, but more so with gaming. So I'll talk about gaming. I'll probably intertwine it with entertainment as a whole anyway. Or I'll probably separate it, but it all correlates. It's just like my regular conversations. But this year made me realize how I'm like, dude, because I thought to myself, am I getting old? And again, it relates to all this entertainment that I like. I see myself doing work in including gaming, and I'm working on that as well. Am I getting old, or my attention span is getting shorter, or I'm just not entertained? Are you entertained? Hell no. I'm just not entertained where we at right now. Like, you want me to have a $500 console, being a PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, because they raising the prices for that. And then you want me to spend $70 on a game, but the replay value is minuscule. This is the first year, no, I'll say the past couple years where I didn't have, yeah, the last game I really had FOMO for was Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. That was a game I had to have, and I was happy I bought it. It's just one of my favorite games this decade. But this year, other than I think it's like Clear Expeditious 33 or something like that, good game. JR, if you like RPGs, turn-based, that's a good game. Uh that's probably the only game this year, and then last year was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is my favorite game in this decade. Probably one of my favorite games ever. Um, where I had to buy, so that's two. Everything else, I feel like I didn't have to buy. I bought Cyberpunk during the pandemic just because it was talked about, and we see the final game didn't really come out till like last year on the PS5. Dispatch is a great game that came out this year, but this year made me realize, like, dude, I don't need this console. Like, legit with the PS5, like, I'll get it, and sometimes I'll give it away or I'll sell it. And that's the whole joke of people saying, like, when a dude sell his PlayStation, it's like black bankruptcy and all that shit. Nah, I could starve and be entertained. Like, dude, YouTube Premium. Like, I always tell people, I even told Doc this, like, dude, I could be on my last $15. YouTube gonna get that. Google gonna get that $15, yo. I don't give a fuck. I need YouTube Premium. It's way too much stuff on there. The WCW channel on there. I listen to too many podcasts. No, I need that. Uh, but with the PS5, it's like, dude, I don't need it. Like, dude, legit. Hold on. Fresh off the vacation, it's still in the pack. I'm probably not gonna be able to play it until like Monday. I'll mess around with it. But hold on one second, you know. Because legit, as I'm talking to y'all, like the game on. I think maybe that's what Zell was talking about. Was he talking about UNC? No. He's talking about the BanksGiving. Yeah, I'm still trying to get him something. But UNC on right now. I'm watching the Chiefs versus the Cowboys as we speak. The UNC game could wait because it's football time. God damn it! What the fuck? Who booking Wilmerville or what's his name? Wilmerville, Alabama. That's that Scientology shit. Anyhow, look at this shit. About to show y'all Arctic. Arctic. Oh, fine. It's like Indiana Jones in this point. This is a look at this, yo. A 19-year-old console. Console. Why am I saying it like this? I feel like Dr. Jones. I have the Pandora box. Like, look at this. All right. I'm gonna hide behind it because it's the most melon I'm gonna get. You know, this is history right here. Now, I know the people my age that knows what this is because it's crazy. This is a 19-year-old system. This system has more replay value in it than a PS5. All right, all the unemployed people. That's not. They don't listen to this podcast. I got blue collar people that listen to this. Need some white collar people that listen to this. Why is a white collar my brother? Because they think the black collars can't get no money. Whoever collar, I still need money. Anyhow, the blue collar people, y'all understand the value of a dollar, right? Well, we understand the value of a deal. The unemployed people, they just want a PS5 because it's the newest thing. Just like a fucking new iPhone. Why do you need that? Oh, because I want to. You need to want a job. All right. I know jobs are scarce, but you can always find one. I always do. But this right here, all right. I know we live. I don't know if the FBI listening. They probably are. Fuck them. This right here has more replay value. Not just because of the PS3 games, but the capability this, how do I say, not modded system can do. Now, I'm not saying it could do this, but let's say it could. This piece of history right here, 19-year-old system. I ain't saying this one can, but this one, if it could, play PS3 games, PS2 games, PS1 games, older consoles, and also what games I don't have, whether it be disc, yeah, whether it be disc, I can get them with ease, allegedly, by downloading them on here. Can you get the newest games? No. But what did I just say about the newest games? No replay value. Also, the Steam console is coming out. If y'all know about that, all the first party games are on here. From Xbox to PlayStation, Microsoft, Sony. They got those on there. How many times you want to play The Last of Us? Oh, 20 times because it was on the PS3, PS4, PS5, Last of Us 2, PS4, PS5, HD to HD, Resident Evil 4, PS2, GameCube, PS3. What other console? PS4. What else? They just keep Elder Scrolls, PS3, 360, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 1. They do. I started realizing they got to keep remaking the great games because they can't make new ones. Now, don't get me wrong, love Dispatch. Maybe that's my game of the year, but you can play that on Steam. I'm just gonna wait for the game, the Gabe Cube to come out, as everybody calls it, the Steam box to come out. Might be $1,000. I don't care. I still need money because the capabilities, and we're not even talking about emulation yet. You got to think the value of your dollar. All right. And it relates to this as well. It relates to movies, the value of a dollar. So this year, to me, wasn't a lot of stuff. Me and Davis will probably talk about this, so I won't talk too long about it. But dude, I can't recall one movie this year. I'm like, damn, I gotta see that. Like man, it's Superman. Like Superman, I saw that and I was like, I like it. But I legit think that's the only movie I like that came out this year. Like Fantastic Four, and I'm a huge Fantastic Four mark. That's one of my favorite comic series ever. Like, or I should say that's like my fictional characters because they so many series and all that nerd stuff. But I love Fantastic Four. I saw that movie once. And I'm not saying these movies aren't good. It's just, as David said, bought the ticket, took the ride. I don't need to do that again. I took Colossus a couple times. I rode the Batman ride, pause, the Riddler ride, pause. It's cool sometimes. Maybe you want to ride the ride a couple times. Maybe she want to ride Space Mountain a couple times, brother. Woo. But sometimes you just need to ride Space Mountain one time. Pause. But like with the movies this year, I'm like, dude, I don't know what else I need to like. I'm legit boggling my mind. I'm pretty good with remember stuff. It's nothing I really want to see. Like next year, when we get to next year, me and Davis will be doing a preview about that towards the end of this year. Like other than, and it's like I don't have to see it. Like Avengers Doomsday, I want to see it, don't have to. Need and want is two different things. Shouts out to Drake and Baby on that song. It's just like wants and needs are two different things. I want to see it, don't need to see it. The Michael Jackson movie, need to see that. We got what? November, December, January, February, March. We got 5 months left. Waiting on it. I'm gonna be there day one. It's gonna be the highest grossing biopic ever. I keep trying to tell Davis it's probably gonna be the highest grossing movie of the year. But then when you look at everything else, I can see it. But I think the Michael movie's gonna be them. You got Toy Story coming out. You got Shrek coming out. The Avengers movie, I think Mike gonna make more than Avengers. I definitely think that because I feel like this Avengers is about to be a little bit darker. And then how you market that to kids. And the main villain is a psychopath. Um, it's a ton of stuff coming out next year, but it's all reboots. And I think when we get to 2027, Spider-Man 3 comes out, maybe, or the animated. Oh yeah, we got Spider-Man Homecoming next year or whatever. No one to see that, but it's not the need. Legit, the only movie I want or I need to see is Mike. And that's where I'm at. Like with entertainment, it's like a want, not a need compared to I'll say even not even the past 5 years. I'll say since Avengers like Endgame and Infinity War, it's like I need to see that just because not just the hype, but the story. And that's how I am with a lot of things these days. I'm like, yeah, I want to see it. I don't need to. And even with sports, like, dude, like the game is on right now. I'm recording with y'all. I don't need to see it. Basketball, I don't need to see this game. I'm cool. And that's just where we are with entertainment. I'll probably do a beige rage on random acts as soon as it's done. Like I'm gonna knock something else out and just call it because I just gotta get up early. I just gotta go work. I gotta make some money now. Uh but I'll talk about music because this was a good year for music. Like it's when we do our 5 picks for 2025 on Random Acts, dude, it's gonna be tough because it's been every month has been some fire. But for the most part, it's albums that's like, yeah, I know these distinctly are going to be in my top five, and I got to think about that ahead of time because we probably gonna do that in the next week or two. But there's been a good year for music. I will say that this has been a solid year, the first year in years where it's like, oh, it's some fire out, and there's some albums I know I could be listening to for a long time. Uh, But otherwise than that, like going back to gaming, it's like, dude, it's nothing really worth me going out and spending my money on $70. Like I bought 2K when it went on sale, for $30, and I'm like, I'm about to return this. And it's not to say it's bad; it's actually pretty good. Last year, I feel like was probably better. I don't know, but I returned it, and I'm just like, I don't need to, because the game ain't good. I don't like not the actual game, but the NBA isn't good right now, and maybe because it's that transitional right now because legit, we in a new era. Like Chris Paul about to retire. LeBron, dog, just call it please at the end of the year as well. Cause he don't even look young. Like I'm not even talking about the moves. The moves, they there. But he just don't look young. Like, dog, he about to be 41. Just call it, bro. It's over. You second greatest player of all time. Let's do that. So we're probably because we're going to a new era, like OKC beating the hell out of everybody. Luca averaging like 38 points. So that's why I'm like, I don't need the game, bro. The game ain't even that entertaining. The actual game, so I'm fine. Like I need to actually play Madden. I will say that. I need to actually try Madden. But again, I'll wait till I get another Steam Deck or the game GameCube come out. The Steam box come out. And they haven't announced the release date, but I'm pretty sure it'll probably be around February or March. If it's 1,000, I gotta go, bro. They talking about $7,000, $8,000. It'll be worth it. I'll get Madden when it comes out on Steam because Steam always has sales. But really, that's about it. Far as me and gaming right now. Uh, the Eddie Murphy doc. I'll talk about that, or more so his career to close out the show. Dude, has it been somebody that's been successful as he has been? Really, no scandals except for that alleged limo scandal. Uh, fine XY, fine as hell XY. I seen Nicole Murphy in person, boy. More money for me. Like, bro, that's a fine ass woman. That's fine, motherfucker, Jack. God damn, she's so goddamn fine. And great kids. Shouts out to the oldest daughters. Um, made shit low. Like that house. When I seen the house, I said, "Dawg, I gotta get it, bro." Like when you got a sunroof at your house, like, oh, it's kind of cold in here. Let me close the door. Like light flex outside with a 60-inch TV. His living room looked like a museum. Like, dog, I still need money. You feel me? Like to be, because he's a teen star. He like a child star. If you think about it, started doing comedy when he was in his mid, like when he was 15, blew up around 17, 18. He's a child star. He might be the greatest child star ever. If not, it's LeBron. Because LeBron is a child star. He was famous at 16. He's been famous since 16. Look at him now. Same with Eddie Murphy. These are two child stars. Michael Jackson. So I take that back. Michael Jackson is the greatest child star ever. But Michael Jackson had a lot of scandals. God bless. There were lies, but they were there compared to a LeBron and Eddie Murphy, who have no scandals. It's just a lot of alleged and became like household names. But I feel like, LeBron has been heel, so to speak, even though he ain't a heel. He's always been babyface, but heel from doing the Beatles thing or the Heatles as they call them till now. He still hated, but he loved. It's no gray area, which I prefer. Like, don't give me no gray area. And that's with my life as well, motherfucker. Either love me or leave me alone. In the words of Jay. Uh, but with Eddie Murphy, it's kind of like he's always been babyface. Like you never heard anybody be like, man, I don't fuck with Eddie Murphy ever. Like I've been watching Eddie Murphy media since I was little, dog. I remember watching Coming to America on like a VHS when I was little. I think I watched damn near every Eddie Murphy movie. My mom took with me and her went to go see Nutty Professor when it first came out. The Shrek movies I only seen like the first three if I'm not mistaken. Um yeah, so I've grown up with this man's career. It's like I don't know if the next generation care, but I don't care about no damn kids. But I grew up watching him, and to see him 60 some years old and he still looked relatively young, and then you see how he looked when he was younger to now. There's not like a real distinct difference, except for you could obviously he older, but he doesn't look like stressed out. He don't look tired. His house is real, like everybody said that's been to his house is real like clean and everything is upkeep. And then you think about how a lot of comedians end up scandals or dying bad. Like funny, it's hard being funny. Like if you look at funny people throughout history, they got a fucked up upbringing or they died tragically. It's never like a happy story. So to see a 60-plus-year-old hilarious man on stage in movies still be with us intact, had young kids, he got a young wife, none of his kids been in scandals. Yo, that's something to be, you know, saluted. You gotta salute him for that. Same with LeBron. Like, despite people having their differences about him, that man has kept a decency about him and his family. Eddie Murphy, the same thing. And then you don't see that often with other people. It's always just like, they just end up bad. Child stars and people just in general, it's always something. So with Eddie, it's just like, it's crazy to say this, but if he would have stopped well, he kind of stopped. He took a long hiatus and then he did the heist movie. Like, I think that was '09, somewhere around that. But it's crazy to think if he would have stopped after think Bowfinger, it would have been fine. Like legit everything after Bowfinger, I think it was kind of like, all right, Dreamgirls obviously. That he got nominated. He shouldn't have won for that. Jimmy got sold. But let's say if he didn't even do that, he was already established as a megastar. He'd been established as a megastar since first 48. From then, he just took off like a rocket. And he really didn't have any misses till he got to like the Pluto Nashes and everything after that. Like the Golden Child, a lot of people don't talk about that, but still, it's revered. Trading Places. It's like, dude, if he would have stopped making movies after Bowfinger, he still would be looked at as an icon. He still is. Don't get me wrong, but people are always gonna say, "Oh, remember Pluto Nash Norbit," which I like personally. This, and this. And it's like, what's the movie with the people in his head? I forgot. But he's like a robot. It's these type of movies that make people say, "Well, he got some misses." Yeah, that's fine. Even Jordan didn't win all the time. He got more hits than misses. Same thing with Jordan. So, but you need that. You need to be scrutinized for something when they can't find anything on you. And that's just how it is. So with Eddie, it's just like, dude, when you look at his career, shit, man. Far as stand up, he's not better than him. But far as a career, everything outside, inside, but even though this made him who he is, the greatest of all time, he's probably had a better career than Richard Pryor. Now the numbers, I want to say Eddie Murphy numbers are better. Delirious and Raw might be box office records, but the movies he's done better than Richard Pryor. And overall, the presence of Eddie Murphy, people be like, I'm saying they didn't do that with Richard, but for the most part, I think Richard kind of commanded the room. And then Eddie Murphy's way, he did command the room by just being there. Because when you hear people talk about him, they always say, like, he's very to himself, he's an introvert, and he's not taking over the room. Whereas they say Richard is kind of like, not crazy, but he commands the room in a different way. So, that documentary, I'll say go watch it if you just want an introspective ideal of how he is as a person and everything he's done. So, but yeah, that's it, man. I haven't done one of these in a minute since we kind of, last year was probably the last time I did a solo episode on here, and it was Thanksgiving. I just decided to tap in. Shoot, I wasn't really doing nothing. I just got off the flight and I said, man, let me just turn it on, record while the team is playing. So as soon as it's done, y'all sign up for the Patreon. If you're not, patreon.com/ROA podcast. Probably do a beige rage on that. More than likely I will. Probably take a short break, do that. And then you here. So thank y'all for being here again. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that. Uh we're 56 away. Yeah, 56 away, like I said earlier. No, I'm sorry, 54 away from 500. And that's the goal. Because once you get to 500 subscribers, you up. And I would like to get to that. I got a list of goals I want to get accomplished before the end of the year. That's one of them. And that's why I'm doing it. So thank you all for being here. Like and subscribe. Shouts out to David. Shouts out to Zell. Anybody that's listening in general, shouts out to y'all. All right. So